Joseph Nye didn't just study global power, he redefined it. His theories are still steering governments today, but some say his influence has a darker side. Let's dive into the story of a thinker who changed the game. Nye burst onto the scene in the 1980s with a radical idea: power isn't just tanks and bombs, it's culture, values, and persuasion. He coined soft power and hard power, terms now thrown around in every foreign policy debate. His 1977 book Power and Interdependence, co-written with Robert Keohane, flipped the script on how nations interact, arguing they're tangled in webs of trade and influence. These concepts didn't just stay in textbooks, they guided US presidents. But how did a professor pull that off? At Harvard's Kennedy School, Nye wasn't just a teacher, he was a titan. As dean, he shaped minds and clashed with conservative scholar Samuel Huntington. Their rivalry wasn't just academic, it was a battle over America's role in the world. Nye's neoliberal vision, pushing cooperation and economic ties, often won out, but critics argued it softened US resolve. That tension still sparks debates today. And there's more to his story. Nye didn't just theorize, he shaped policy. In the 1990s, he chaired the National Intelligence Council, guiding intel for the president. As Assistant Secretary of Defense under Clinton, he had a hand in global security decisions. Some whispered he was the top pick for National Security Advisor in John Kerry's 2004 campaign. His fingerprints were on America's moves, but what exactly was he pushing? That's where things get murky. Nye's neoliberal ideas, blending economics with security, became a blueprint for US foreign policy. But rumors swirl online that his soft power theories gave America a new weapon: cultural dominance. Some fans on X claim Hollywood and global media owe their reach to Nye's playbook, though nothing's proven. These speculations paint him as a mastermind, but did his ideas go too far? The truth is still out there. Beyond the spotlight, Nye quietly stacked influence. He advised groups like the Council on Foreign Relations and co-chaired cybersecurity projects. Awards piled up too: Princeton's Woodrow Wilson Prize, an honorary doctorate from King's College London. Yet he stayed out of the headlines, letting his ideas do the talking. That low profile only fuels curiosity about his reach. Online, the buzz doesn't stop. Posts on X speculate that Nye's soft power ideas might have backfired, letting nations like China mimic his playbook. It's all talk, with no hard proof, but it keeps his legacy alive in debates. What's clear is that Nye's theories still shape how countries flex their influence. Then there's his personal life, or lack of it. Married to Molly Harding, father of 3, Nye kept things private. That secrecy only adds to his mystique. Who was the man behind the theories? Nate Holden's story is one of grit, glory, and some shocking twists. Born in 1929 in Macon, Georgia, he moved to New Jersey at 10 after his parents split. As a black teen, he faced teachers who crushed his dreams of becoming a draftsman, saying such jobs weren't for him. Undeterred, he pushed forward. But that wasn't the whole story. At 16, Holden lied about his age to join the army, serving as a military policeman in Germany during World War II. That discipline fueled his next chapter. And what happened next would shock everyone. He broke into aerospace engineering, a field that rarely welcomed black men, and by the 1960s, he was diving into politics with the California Democratic Council. His 1974 state Senate win was huge. He authored laws banning housing discrimination and made California the first state to honor Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But there's more. In 1987, Holden joined the LA City Council, representing South Central. His gun buyback program and bright-colored toy gun law saved lives. Yet, rumors swirled. In 1995, allegations surfaced about workplace misconduct, though he was cleared. Then, in 2024, Donald Trump claimed a near-crash helicopter ride with Holden, mixing him up with Willie Brown. Reports claim no such drama happened. Holden passed in 2025 at 95, leaving the Nate Holden Performing Arts Center as his legacy. Was he a hero, or a lightning rod? This actor and festival mastermind lived a life that kept everyone guessing. Let's dive into his story, and trust me, it's not what you expect. Bartoka burst onto the scene in the 1970s, charming audiences from Brno's small stages to Prague's theater on the railings. His roles in films like All My Loved Ones and Tiger Theory showed a knack for stealing hearts, while his voiceovers in documentaries gave him a near-mythic presence. But acting was just the start. This man was destined for bigger stages. And what he did next would change Czech cinema forever. As president of the Karlovy Vary International Film Festival since 1994, Bartoka turned a local event into a global powerhouse. Stars like Robert De Niro walked its red carpet, and by 2015, his company was pocketing millions in profits. Sounds like a win, right? Well, some whispered he cared more about cash than culture. Those rumors would follow him, but there was another side to Bartoka that nobody saw coming. Rewind to 1977, when a young Bartoka signed the Anti-Charta, a move that backed Czechoslovakia's socialist regime. Why would a future freedom fighter do that? Some say he was pressured, others think he played the system. Whatever the truth, it's a puzzle that still sparks debate. But that wasn't the whole story. By 1989, Bartoka was a different man. He co-founded the Civic Forum, standing shoulder to shoulder with Václav Havel. At a massive Wenceslas Square rally, he boldly announced Havel's run for president, helping ignite a democratic revolution. This wasn't just theater, this was history in the making. Yet, his past choices lingered like a shadow. Fast forward to 2016, and Bartoka was stirring the pot again. Outraged by President Miloš Zeman's pro-Russia leanings, he called for civil unrest, urging Czechs to hit the streets. Alongside singer Voj Dyk, he signed a fiery appeal: "We don't belong to Russia or China." For some, it was a patriot's cry, for others, a reckless stunt. Either way, it kept his name in the headlines. Lately, whispers on platforms like X have questioned his festival empire. Some fans speculate he's more businessman than artist, pointing to those hefty profits. Reports claim the festival's glitz overshadows its soul, but nothing's proven. It's just another layer to a man who's never been easy to pin down. G. Bartoka was an actor, a revolutionary, and a lightning rod for controversy. His life begs a question: can one man be both a cultural icon and a political enigma? Think about it, his story might not be over yet. Josiah Razak, a Fijian powerhouse, burst onto the scene with promise, but left a legacy tangled in triumphs and scandals. His story is one you won't forget. Born in Naitasiri, Fiji, in 1994, Razak fell in love with rugby as a kid, chasing the ball at 5 or 6, inspired by his uncle, a star in Fiji's rugby union and sevens teams. By 9, he was playing, his speed and strength marking him as a future force. But his journey was just beginning. In 2015, Razak landed in France, signing with Stade Francais as a versatile winger and third-row wing. His flair on the field turned heads, earning a contract extension in 2016. Fans saw a star in the making, but trouble was brewing. Then came 2017, a turning point. Reisluck was sacked from Stade Francais after being taken into custody for what reports called intentional violence while drunk and allegations of inappropriate conduct. He later faced a suspended sentence and a hefty fine. His career seemed to hang by a thread. But that wasn't the end. Bouncing back, Reisluck joined USON Nevis for the 2017 to 2018 season. In 2018 to 2019, he lit up the pitch, scoring up to 15 tries in a single season. His raw talent screamed redemption, and Castres Olympique took notice. But old habits die hard. In 2021, after a heated match in Béziers, Reisluck made headlines again. Frustrated by a referee's call, he hoisted the official like a trophy, earning his 5th red card. Fans were divided, some saw passion, others recklessness. Whispers grew about his ability to stay out of trouble. Castres Olympique still bet on him, signing Reisluck and banking on his potential. In 2022, he helped them reach the French top 14 final, though they fell to Montpellier. For a moment, it looked like he might rewrite his story. But fate had other plans. On May 8, 2025, tragedy struck. At just 30, Reisluck died in a devastating road accident in Tarn, heading to a Castres training session. The rugby world reeled, and questions swirled. Some online even wondered if there was more to the crash. Nothing's confirmed, but the loss hit hard. Joop van Daele, a Dutch footballer who never started as a star, carved his name into history with a single shot and a pair of glasses that sparked chaos. His story is one of grit, surprises, and a legacy that still stirs debate among fans today. Van Daele's journey began at Feyenoord's youth academy, where he joined at 13. As a centre-forward, he smashed a decisive goal against Tottenham's youth team in 1964, showing early promise. But by his late teens, he was shuffled to central defender in Feyenoord's second team, proving he could adapt to any role. His versatility caught eyes, but he wasn't a household name yet. That's not where the story ends, though. In 1967, Van Daele nearly left Feyenoord. With a price tag of €9,000, clubs like SVV balked, and a loan deal fell through. He stayed, grinding as a substitute. By 1970, he signed a pro contract, quitting his day job as a clerk. Coach Ernst Happel called him a surprise player, praising his flexibility. But Van Daele rarely started, waiting for his moment. And what happened next would shock everyone. On September 9, 1970, Feyenoord faced Estudiantes de La Plata in the Club World Cup's second leg. After a 2-2 draw in Buenos Aires, Van Daele, subbing for Koen Moline, fired a low, hard shot in Rotterdam, clinching a 1-0 win. That goal made history, crowning Feyenoord world champions. But the celebration turned wild when Estudiantes' Oscar Malbonat ripped off Van Daele's glasses, and teammate Carlos Pachame stomped them. Why? Rumors swirled that South American rules banned glasses on the pitch, claiming they were dangerous. Fans still argue whether it was spite or cultural clash. There's more to this, though. By 1972, Van Daele ditched glasses for contact lenses, adapting again. He played at Feyenoord until 1977, often as a substitute, before joining Fortuna Sittard as a pinch hitter. His career wasn't flashy, but his resilience shone through. And the story doesn't stop there. After retiring, Van Daele coached at Fortuna Sittard, Excelsior, and amateur club VV Papendrecht. In 1988, he led Excelsior as head coach. When he passed away in May 2025 at 77, fans on platforms like X called him an unsung hero, with some speculating he deserved more recognition. Reports claim his glasses incident shaped football's image debates, though nothing's confirmed. Joop van Dale wasn't a superstar, but his one goal and that infamous glasses moment made him unforgettable. Cleopa Msuya, a name tied to power and progress, lived a life that's worth unpacking. From a small village to the heart of government, his story is one of grit, strategy, and unanswered questions. Born in 1931 in Chomvu, a quiet corner of Kilimanjaro, Msuya wasn't handed anything. He clawed his way to Makerere University, earning a degree that opened doors. By the 1950s, he was working in rural Tanzania, helping communities grow. His knack for getting things done didn't go unnoticed. But that was just the start. In 1964, Msuya jumped into government, becoming permanent secretary across multiple ministries. From community development to economic planning, he was the guy making things happen behind the scenes. By 1972, he was Minister of Finance, steering Tanzania through a socialist experiment under President Nyerere. Tough economic times tested his skills, but he kept rising. And there's more to come. Msuya's first stint as Prime Minister kicked off in 1980. Tanzania was grappling with debt and global pressure. Leading wasn't easy. Some say he faced rivalries within his own party. Yet, he held firm until 1983. His next chapter. Back to finance, then industry, proving he could handle any portfolio. But the real twist was yet to unfold. In 1994, Msuya returned as Prime Minister and Vice President. At 63, he was navigating a new political era as Tanzania opened up to multi-party politics. Rumors swirled about his influence in Chama cha Mapinduzi, the ruling party. Was he the steady hand, or a master strategist? The truth is murky. His tenure ended in 1995, but he wasn't done. After retiring in 2000, Msuya stayed active in CCM and led the Kilimanjaro Development Forum. In 2019, at 88, he was named Chancellor of Ardhi Institute, a nod to his enduring clout. When he passed in 2025 at 94, posts on X buzzed with speculation about his economic policies and quiet power plays. Vakhtang Makavarian, Georgia's musical titan, left us wondering when he passed in 2025 at 74. His life was a symphony of brilliance and bold choices. Let's dive in. Born in 1951, Makavarian was destined for greatness as the son of composer Alexei Makavarian. He honed his craft at Tbilisi State Conservatory, mastering piano and conducting before training under legends in Moscow and Vienna. By his 20s, he was already turning heads. But his real breakout came later, and it was massive. In the 1980s, Makavarian commanded stages at the Mariinsky and Bolshoi theaters, conducting his father's ballet and collaborating with Europe's finest opera houses. In 1990, he founded the Soviet Festival Orchestra, uniting 120 musicians from top orchestras across the USSR. It was a fearless move that cemented his global reputation. Yet, something kept pulling him home. Back in Georgia, he took the helm of the Mykladze Georgian State Symphony Orchestra in 1996, shaping it into a powerhouse for over 2 decades. His passion for his roots shone through, but he wasn't afraid to stir the pot. And that's where things get spicy. In 2022, Makavarian composed Mariupol, a symphonic poem honoring Ukraine's defenders. For a conductor with deep Russian ties, this was a bold statement. Some praised his courage, others whispered about the risks. Reports claim it sparked heated debates in musical circles. But that wasn't the whole story. Rumors swirl about unreleased compositions hidden in his archives. Fans on X speculate he was working on something groundbreaking before his death. Could these works redefine Georgian music? We may never know. One fan even shared a personal gem, renting an apartment from Makavariany, where he'd play piano at parties, charming everyone. Vakhtang Makavariany lived for music that moved souls.